Chanting rain, rain, come down and make people of Bridgetown bring showers of blessing, blessing, and bless up this day, blessing. Rain, rain, come down.
I tell all it, showers of blessings, overnight rain early this morning, rain falling bucket and drop. All of the thing wet, it wet. It wet and slippery on the outside, trust me, I know. For 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I would know. Good morning, Grenada, Carrico, PT, Martinique. It is another marvelous, magnificent, momentous, soon-to-be memorable Monday. It is February 15th, 2021. Thank you to each and every one of you tuned in to Good Morning Grenada this morning. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope it was fruitful. I know it ended on a sad note for some of us, but nevertheless, we are in the land of the living. Let's give praises to the Most High for that. The gift of life, being in the land of the living, and getting to live another day on this earth. Those of you joining us on GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20. Good morning to the folks joining us on the Go To Fets Facebook page, Party Grenada's Facebook page and the website, and a special good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9, Hot 98.5, 98.7, a spicy Grenadian 473 morning to the folks joining us across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, whether you're experiencing rainy weather like us or you're waking up to bright sunshiny morning. Good morning to you nevertheless. And those of you joining us internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. Some of you may not be getting rain, but you may be getting snow, possibly hail. Some of you may be getting sunshine. The weather on different parts of the world, it different. Nevertheless, no matter the weather you're waking up to, the point of the matter is you're waking up. Good morning. Let's do this. It's time for this morning's word of the day. This morning's word of the day is limn. Limn. L-I-M-N. Limn. Limn is a verb which means to draw or paint on a surface, to outline in clear, sharp detail, or to describe. Limn, spelled L-I-M-N. Allow us to shed some light on the history of limn, a word with lustrous origins. It traces to the Anglo-French verb illuminer and ultimately to the Latin word which means to illuminate. Its use as an English verb dates from the days of Middle English. At first, limn referred to the action of illuminating, that is, decorating medieval manuscripts with gold, silver, or brilliant colors. William Shakespeare extended the term to painting in his poem Venus and Adonis, in the words, "Look when a painter would surpass the life in limbing out a well-proportioned steed." This morning's word of the day is L-I-M-N, limn. It's a verb which means to draw or paint on a surface, to outline in clear, sharp detail, or to describe. An example of the use of the word: the book limns how the two men, so different in their origins and art, were remarkably similar in profound ways. That's this morning's word of the day, L-I-M-N, limn. It's a verb which means to draw or paint on a surface, to outline in clear, sharp detail, or to describe. That's this morning's word of the day. And as you go about your marvelous, magnificent, soon-to-be memorable Monday, the thought of today to get you through a rainy Monday morning: always end the day with a positive thought. No matter how hard things were, tomorrow is a fresh opportunity to make it better. Always end the day with a positive thought. No matter how hard things were, tomorrow's a fresh opportunity to make it better. We go through different things in a day, but I'm sure if we think, maybe not even too hard, we can come up with something positive that happened during the day. Something that lifted our spirits, something that brought a smile to our faces. No matter how small it may seem, it can go a long way. Reflect on that as you say goodnight, after you say your prayers, before you say your prayers, and you lay down in the night and reflecting on the day. Forget about the bad stuff. Think about the good things that can help you get to sleep easier and wake up in a better mood. So try it. Always end the day with a positive thought. No matter how hard things were, tomorrow is a fresh opportunity to make it better. Today, February 15th, 2021, it is Singles Awareness Day, the day after Valentine's Day. Singles Awareness Day. Originally, Valentine's Day became a sad day for people. The acronym SAD meant Singles Awareness Day. The people who celebrated SAD, Singles Awareness Day, decided to revolt and take back the acronym. They chose empowerment and self-love instead of indulging in self-loathing. In the words of pop sensation Lizzo, true love finally happens when you're by yourself. Singles Awareness Day is now celebrated by loving yourself. Singles Awareness Day. Those of you, whether you celebrate Valentine's or not, or whether you celebrate it but you are not in a relationship at the time, celebrate you. Love yourself. Singles Awareness Day. You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. Appreciate the time with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Nobody says you can't give yourself a gift, whether it's a little bit of wine, some chocolate, cuddled up watching Netflix and chill by yourself, whatever it is. Singles Awareness Day, there's no shame in it. It's better to be single and happy than in a relationship and sad and depressed. Set up all yourself right. Singles Awareness Day. We didn't forget the single folks. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate who you are as a person. Love yourself. Singles Awareness Day. Even if in a relationship, a matter of fact, love yourself today. Spend some quality time with yourself today on Singles Awareness Day. All right. Before we go to the break, two busy things to tell you about. It was about 2 weeks ago when the news started circulating that there was the proposed or the intended increase in the price of flour and animal feed. That increase was postponed just a little bit. However, a notice has been placed advising that the increase takes effect today. February 15th, 2021. The new prices for feed and flour take effect today, according to a notice posted by Caribbean Agro Industries Limited. So those of you who were happy that the prices were staying as is, according to the notice, effective today, February 15th, up and up and up and up for flour and animal feed. Though people who buy it wholesale from Caribbean Agro, they would feel it. The consumers who eat the pastries and the bread, us, and the little fry and roast bakes, we go feel it eventually, maybe even today as well. So keep that in mind. The price of animal feed and flour goes up effective today. Let's see what happens by the end of the day. Maybe they might change them. Let's see what happens. But either way, the notice was posted by Caribbean Agro Industries that effective today, February 15th, new prices for feed and flour previously announced will take effect. Another thing to remind you of today is another match in the Caribbean Super 50 cricket tournament. That game will be played between Barbados Pride and Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, and it bowls off at 9 a.m., which means there will be no To The Point program this morning, as we will be broadcasting that cricket match live on Classic between Barbados Pride and Trinidad and Tobago Red Force from 9 a.m. It's Cricket in Action, Classic 105.5, 105.9. We're giving it to you anyhow you want it right here on our radio station. So look forward to that. Note To The Point for today. To The Point will be back tomorrow, please the Lord, and Wednesday. All right, it is now 14 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Let's get right into the morning edition of news and week in review. This is Good Morning Grenada on a rainy Monday morning. We'll be right back.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele says Grenada continues under curfew despite having no active COVID-19 cases on the island. However, there is a slight adjustment in the time said to facilitate farmers. More in this report from Rina Pe.
Minister for Health Nicholas Steele, along with Acting Chief Medical Officer Sean Charles, announced on Wednesday that there are currently no active COVID-19 cases on island. This comes after just 2 months of battling a cluster on the island linked to a 5-star resort. Minister Steele says this does not mean that Grenadians should drop their guard.
The curfew now runs from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. The reason for that change is that a significant number of farmers, fishermen, and persons who exercise in the mornings. I know many would be asking as to why the curfew continues if we have 0 cases, and the facts are simple. We have recognized, as we have seen with other Caribbean islands and worldwide, that at present, the current strains of COVID-19 are extremely unforgiving. That if you allow complete free movement within your country and COVID does get in, that by the time you pick it up, it is too late to control it.
Mass gatherings are still at 20, while weddings and funerals have increased from 20 to 50 persons. The Acting Chief Medical Officer says since its outbreak in 2019, Grenada has done more than 20,000 PCR tests.
We have completed a total of 20,819 RT-PCR tests. As I said, we have no one in isolation, and we have 197 persons at various stages in the quarantine process, and these are individuals who have traveled to Grenada, and we will test them once the time has arrived for their test to be done.
Dr. Charles and Minister Steele were speaking at the government's weekly post-cabinet briefing. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell calls for the establishment of a social fund to assist people impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, promising no government involvement in its handling. One of his deliveries on the anniversary of Grenada's 47th independence.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says the impact of COVID-19 on people's lives keeps them up at night. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to negatively impact the country's economy, the Prime Minister, in his national address to mark Grenada's 47th anniversary of independence, proposed an idea he believes can help people in need.
I plan to present a proposal to our social partners and by implication the country for the creation of a social fund that will be used to help the most vulnerable in our society. The concept is that every one of us who is working will contribute to this fund. I would lead by example, contributing a portion far above anyone else of my salary every month to help those in need. And I'll be encouraging my cabinet colleagues to do the same. Similarly, I would be encouraging everyone who's able to make a contribution to do so. Sisters and brothers, we are not going to Parliament to mandate anything. Our conscience should be our mandate. It is simply a suggestion made in trying to come up with creative ways to help those who are in need.
He spoke about the pleas he received for assistance over the past few months.
The pain out there is real. Some people have been without jobs for almost a year. In the tourism sector alone, that number has been over 2,000 persons. It's real. Can we help them all? I ask. It may not be possible, but we still must try.
He enforced the idea to practice true Christianity by showing compassion to those in need, and hastily added that government ministers would not have any dealings with the management of this fund if established.
If this fund is succeed in being started as I wish. Members of government will have no involvement in implementing this fund. The way I envision it, the social partners will establish an independent committee to manage and disburse these funds acquired through this effort. Any beneficiary of this initiative must be someone with justifiable need. It will be verified.
Joseph Kador, GBN News.
Following Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell's call for the establishment of the Social Fund to assist people impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, GBN took to the streets of St. George's to garner a response from the public. The Prime Minister is promising no government involvement in its handling. Jared Joseph has that development.
The Prime Minister, in his national address to mark Grenada's 47th anniversary of independence, has proposed an idea he believes can help people in need.
I plan to present a proposal to our social partners and by implication the country for the creation of a social fund that will be used to help the most vulnerable in our society. The concept is that every one of us who is working will contribute to this fund. I would lead by example, contributing a portion far above anyone else of my salary every month to help those in need. And I'll be encouraging my cabinet colleagues to do the same. Similarly, I would be encouraging everyone who's able to make a contribution to do so.
However, though such an idea is welcomed, it received the following response when GBN panned the streets in the town of St. George on Tuesday.
What I want the Prime Minister to do, I want him to pay them teachers and them. Pay them hard-working teachers and them and stop talking stupidity and the ministers and them. You understand? Pay them teachers and them. In my days growing up, teachers always get the money on time, no problem. Why now? Why now?
Prime Minister Mitchell, while making the proposal, said government ministers will not have any dealings with the management of this fund if established.
Members of government will have no involvement in implementing this fund. The way I envision it, the social partners will establish an independent committee to manage and disburse these funds acquired through this effort.
These were the other responses gathered as GB engaged the pulse of the people on the proposed idea by the Prime Minister.
There is something good. Who have help, you know? Who have help.
I think the money should come from the Transformation Fund, right? That's where the money should come from. I think that's where it should come from.
No, well, I think that's supposed to be a choice of making.
It's a choice.
You understand? So if it's a choice and you're doing something for the better of others, then yeah, I find that's reasonable.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You know, because we're dealing with one and we're dealing on a whole. You understand? To expand the human race. So I think that's a good idea.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The ambulance said to have been stopped by police officers while taking a patient to the General Hospital during the early hours of Sunday. We get details in this report.
Little Conde, we are emergency for somebody dead. If the bus run here.
Should an emergency vehicle be stopped by police during curfew hours? Information circulated that an ambulance en route to the General Hospital Sunday morning with a patient was stopped by police officers at one of the roadblocks in St. George. A voice note and a video was sent to GBN by a concerned citizen who stated that the road in the direction to the hospital was blocked, with police placed cones and officers manning the roadblock. However, the male individual said what transpired thereafter was a surprise to him.
We can move, we proceed. We get all other entrance, all other places blocked with cones. Right? We proceed, we go on, put on the siren thing, we go and pick up the patient. Up in Mariga, at least about 10 minutes, or it could be 8-10 minutes after we proceed back to the hospital with the patient. We say we need to pass the emergency. The person said, what kind of emergency do you have? and he said, get on. Proceed. He came. If you could stop, because I came up from the vehicle to go and take out the one of the cone in the road for the vehicle pass. To continue going to the direction of the hospital, Lucas Street. And the police said, if I do that, you arrest me. So we stopped. We couldn't make our way to nowhere. We stopped. And there was an argument between we and the police, which I feel is ridiculous because, come on, we do our job.
Officer in charge of administration and operation at the traffic department, Rondell Batiste, in explaining to our news desk, says what is shown in the video is not the real facts of the matter, before adding that not much information could have been shared as the matter is presently under investigation. He said, however, he is pleased with the information supplied to him.
What we are seeing in the video is totally contrast to the information we have before us. But at some point in time, the media will get much more information in relation to the video that are circulating from the CRD department, which is responsible for disseminating information to the media. But I can, as I said, what we are seeing in the video is total contrast to the information I have before me examine those reports from the different officers. Definitely get clarity. There will definitely be a closure to that investigation. And from where I sit, I am happy with what I see from the reports from our end.
Lena John, GBN News.
Criminal charges may soon be filed in a matter that involves members of the Royal Grenada Police Force and an ambulance driver. Blossom Alexis-Welsh has this update.
The Royal Grenada Police Force says it is setting the record straight about an incident in the early hours of Sunday morning that has taken center stage in the court of public opinion. In Tuesday's newscast, GBN News aired a story from an eyewitness who alleged that the ambulance on an emergency run was denied access and delayed deliberately at a police-manned vehicular checkpoint.
Lady Conde, we are emergency for somebody in the bus run here.
A news release from the RGPF on Wednesday, however, said after preliminary investigations into the video, they have determined that the video is misleading and does not give a true account of the entire encounter. Head of the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Superintendent Vanny Kerwin, spoke to GBN exclusively on Thursday.
We have conducted our roadblock every night, giving effect to the COVID-19 protocols, but have always an open space in the road for vehicles to pass, because we do expect emergency vehicles would want to traverse. In that particular video, the ambulance went in its first direction, and on its way there were some comments that were made by the occupants of the ambulance having to do with the fact that we were doing our duties and effecting the roadblock. I do not want to say specifically what was said. On the way back, the road was opened. The cones were not inhibiting the ambulance from traversing. The road was open and the ambulance just needed to proceed. But because of the comments that were made before, it seems we get the feeling that the ambulance, the occupants were not happy about the fact that we were doing the roadblock, executing our functions, in support of the COVID-19 regulations. And so they refused to traverse in the part of the road that were opened for traffic to pass. And they went directly to the part of the road that was coned off and demanded that the police remove the cones for them to pass. The police pointed them to the fact that the road is opened and you can proceed as normal, and they refused.
He notes that investigations into the encounter are ongoing, which may result in criminal charges.
They attempted to move the cones, and you can hear in the video that the police officer is saying, if you remove the cone, I'm going to arrest you, because the road was not blocked, preventing them from traversing. It's unfortunate that the police and the ambulance driver or the medical profession will have these issues, because we've worked very well together over the years. We support each other over the years, and we work very well with our partners. We work very well with the people who do the same thing that we do know, and it was unfortunate that it got to that, but we think it's important to set the record straight so that the persons who have listened to the video will have a balanced view as to what happened. And you don't have to take my word for it. In the coming weeks and days, perhaps there will be a hearing and you will hear exactly what has transpired from both sides. Some person or persons will make a determination who was right and who was wrong, except me.
Blossom Alexis-Welsh, GBN News.
Still in police news, while the debate remains on the decriminalization and/or legalization of cannabis in Grenada, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force continue to enforce the law by confiscating the still illegal drug and charging individuals found distributing and possessing it. On Thursday, a large portion of illegal substances was destroyed in a blaze set by the RGPF. Rena Pay has the details.
On Thursday, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force destroyed a street value of over $1 million of marijuana and $7,000 in cocaine. The drug quantity was seized by officers of the St. David and Grenville district over a period of time and was destroyed at the Pearls Airstrip in St. Andrew. Head of the Community Relations Department of the RGPF, Superintendent Vanny Cohen, gave more details on the operation.
So from St. David's, we have had 2,515 trees ranging between 1 to 10 feet, and the street value for that amount is $110,451.60. We have also had 546 wrap portions valued at $2,730. And in addition to that, there were 405 pongs, 9.72 ounces, value $919,917.80. And there was a quantity of 2 ounces of crack cocaine that would value $7,615.44. So from the St. David's police station, the street value of the drugs that were destroyed this morning was $1,040,714.84. From the Grenville police station, there were 200 pounds of cannabis, marijuana, with a street value of $453,600, and 2 ounces of cocaine, value of $5,680. Cumulative cost for Grenville is $459,280. So combining what came from St. David's and Grenville, there was a cumulative cost of the drugs that were destroyed today of $1,499,994.84.
Cohen says the burning of the drugs was under the supervision of high-ranking officers and a magistrate judge.
And the magistrate were there to witness the burning, the number of senior police officers that were there. And as usual, we wait from start to finish to make sure that everything was consumed before we left the site.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
DC caretaker for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Tevin Andrews, says a scaled-down version of Carriacou Carnival should have been held this year rather than total cancellation of the festival.
NDC caretaker for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Tevin Andrews, calls for governance on the Sister Isles. As he says, just as Spicemas 2020 hosted virtual events, so too should Kayak Mass 2021. He insists that the cancellation of this year's events reflects a lack of creativity on the part of the organizers. Andrews believes that a scaled-down version of events should have been held this year.
Of course, because of COVID-19, I don't expect us to continue doing the things we were doing in terms of having big mega events where a lot of people have to gather. But there are certain things that you can do to scale down the Carriacou Carnival to ensure that it happens, especially when it comes to giving young artists or the artists a platform to show off their creativity and so forth. I think that should happen. In 2020, Blossom, though the COVID struck then, there was events happening. You had the Soca Monarch and Calypso and so on. It wasn't cancelled, it was scaled down. Likewise, the similar thing could have happened here on the Sister Isles. You could have had a virtual Calypso and Soca competition. You could have a virtual Shakespeare mass competition among the villages and so on, instead of cancelling everything.
Andrew says creativity should be applied to help deal with the economic impact that No Kayak Mass 2021 has had on the island and its residents. He says while the health and safety of the people remain paramount, the economic and social aspects of their lives should also be taken into consideration, especially the people directly impacted by the annual event.
And Carriacou Carnival and the culture and the artists and the art form will be able to sustain itself and grow and blossom. Yeah, that is what that's what I believe that needed to happen instead of the cancellation of it. It just goes to show that we have no leadership, and we really have people that lack vision and ideas. So I was very saddened by it. It will affect everybody. It affects from the taxi to the busmen to the vendors to the shopkeepers to the supermarket owners. You just name it. It affects everybody. And I believe that certain things could have been done to still allow certain activities and events to take place, so the vendors and the taxi men and whoever and so on still make some money. May not be business as usual, but at least to generate some sort of income.
The NDC caretaker says it's not too late and is appealing to the Carnival Committee to rethink their decision of cancelling Kayak Mass 2021. Carriacou's hotel sector will soon experience a boost in room numbers as Phase 1 of the island's Casada Bay Resort nears completion. The project, scheduled to be complete this year, is expected to benefit the island in many ways. More in this report from Trelana Charles.
The Casada Bay Resort in Carriacou is the island's newest hotel development. Even with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, Phase 1 is on track and the hotel is expected to be open to visitors and locals in April 2021. Soon after, Phase 2 will begin.
This site, which was once a marine college during Grenada's revolution, is a waterfront property. The resort project manager and consultant, Sterling Hennessy, said in addition to catching fresh seafood, which will be used by the resort's restaurants, they intend to develop the seaside area as part of the resort's attractions.
We're putting the jetty back and hoping that when we open, we're working on getting some mooring balls outside the bar. Then we want to install a real safe dinghy dock for the yachties and whoever needs to come in once we're open. Also hoping to have probably diving, snorkeling, maybe some fishing trips that will open it up.
He said the resort is expected to provide employment to many unemployed individuals across the island upon the completion of the first phase and the start of the second phase.
We will need staff. We have security on site now. We have people here working. We have more people down below painting, and maintenance will on an area this big will always go on, so you're going to need people for that. You'll need people for dinghy docks and a dive center, and there will be a number of staff. Like I'm sure there'll be 10 to 15, and maybe when the chalets are built down the road, then there's more housekeeping, there's laundry, there's more staff needed.
Hennessy said while construction is going on, they have made it a point to support the local economy as much as possible by using locally made products.
All the beds, they've been built in Carriacou here for the houses. We had them built in Hillsborough. So we've been using as much as we can for the people here. Like our block and cement and all that stuff. A lot of the lumber came from outside, but that's normal. That was shipped in. But the rest of everything is pretty well between Grenada and here. It'll come on the ferry, electrical supplies, AC and air, all that, Grenada.
Phase 1 consists of 2 3-bedroom structures and a restaurant and bar, while Phase 2 of the project will see the construction of 15 2-bedroom chalets. Reporting from Casada Bay Resort in Carriacou, I'm Trelona Charles.
In sports, in celebrating Grenada's 47th independence, the Grenada Football Association GFA Commercial Officer Erin Lewis presented a customized Spice Boys replica to the Minister for Sports, Honorable Yulon Bain Horsford. The replica bore the first initial and last names of the sports minister on the back, accompanied by the number 47, symbolic of Grenada's 47th year of independence. Grenada Spice Boys is Grenada's senior national men's football team. GFA is also encouraging all football fans to purchase a Spice Boys replica as Grenada journeys to the Gold Cup 2021.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs including Financial Literacy Quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso Program, Junior Cooperatives in Secondary Schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC Grants. The Credit Union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member, so what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Imagine your day without having to wait in line, without having to write at every store, without touching the pen everyone else used, having your info exposed to everyone. Sounds great, huh? Well, it's possible. Here is Teta. With Teta, you download once, register once, and just scan to check in everywhere. No hassle, no forms, no hold up. Simple and easy. Teta lets you explore, discover new places, new products, and new experiences. What are you waiting for? Get Teta for free from your app store today and enjoy contactless convenience.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Hello, my name is COVID. The good weather is coming, and I'm sitting here waiting for those who won't wear their masks and do their hand washing. The good weather is coming, and I'm sitting here waiting for all those who refuse to do their social distancing. You see, I can't move on my own, so I sit and I wait for you to leave your home. You love the sunshine, the walks in the park, the barbecues, the gossip and the small talk, the carefree spirit that you are invincible. That I, COVID, is not all that terrible. So you let your guard down, and that's what I like. 'Cause I am in the country and I am in the town. To be honest, I am all around. You know the rules, how to beat me, even if you cannot see me. As small as I am, I sit and wait for the touch of your hand. Then I get to go wherever you go, because that's how I, COVID, begin to grow. The good weather is coming, and I am sitting here waiting for you.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Those of you just joining us, happy to have you. Those of you who stuck with us, thank you for your patience. It's a rainy morning, rain falling, buckets are drop, and it's always on mornings like these that you remember Milli Vanilli, despite their their questionable history. If you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. This morning we're going to get into an interview, some information that I have to share with you, and I know it will be of interest to most, if not all. And this morning our virtual guest is the co-founder and chief executive officer of Sonova. Let me make sure I have the pronunciation correct. Sonova? I'm not.
Yes, you have that correct.
Good. For those of you who are unaware, Sonova is the company behind the app that is making it much easier for us to register in terms of contact tracing. They are the company behind the TEDA app. TEDA. Forgive me, okay, the rainfall. Let's blame it on the rain, as Milli Vanilli said. TEDA. Good morning to you, Mr. Chad Fraser. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you doing?
A day trying to stay dry.
Nice. Yeah, the weather is surprising me this morning.
Yes, I agree. It didn't set up so at all yesterday.
No.
So let's get into it, Mr. Fraser. TEDA. An app that is available for us to use as we continue to challenge through this COVIDious times. So let's first talk about the creation of this app, how you came about it, how difficult it was for you, and tell me about the process.
Okay, sure. So, Sonova is a solutions company. We're a software company. And one of the things that we're very passionate about is looking for solutions to problems that people are facing. We try our best to come up with things that are useful. So we were contacted by the Ministry of Tourism at the time because we were talking about opening back the country and how do businesses now track who came in, and the idea is really to create something that's convenient, that's safe for people to use, that would replace the notebooks that people are using right now. So it is a simple replacement for the notebook, but one that's easy to use and so forth. So we were challenged to come up with a solution. The team, we brainstormed, we came up with multiple options, and eventually we settled on TEDA. The idea is to replace the book, as we said, but also to create a medium for businesses to create an online presence. So if you go on the TEDA app, you'd realize that there are a lot of businesses on there. And in addition to being able to collect information on persons entering the premise, you would see that they are also showcasing the product offerings and really just marketing the businesses on there. So it's really a platform that is twofold. One is to look at the contact tracing component, but the other part, which is we're very passionate about as well, is going online, because we saw the challenges many of the small businesses had when it comes to creating that online presence for the customers in, as I say, the COVIDious times, right?
How did you come about with the name?
It was I think it was God sent, to be honest. We were trying to come up with a name because we build the app. Just going back a little bit on the process, as you said, we build the app. We had to build something quickly. So after doing all the technical things and so forth, we didn't have a name for it. All right, and we were all, looking, and I remember telling the team, I had to pray about this thing tonight. Let's leave it as is, and I'll pray about it. And in a dream, I got the name. So it was Tether. It was Tether, though. It was about, so it's all about connecting, right? It's all about connecting people to the businesses that they love, and businesses to their customers. And we know right now it's even more important. I thought the name even, it came in a dream, but it's so relevant, that right now it's even more important for businesses to find a way to really connect to customers. And we found that the name is very suited. So it's a play on the word tether, which is to connect, right? You tether your phone to your computer and that kind of thing. So we thought the name Tether was a little too long, so we broke it down to Tether, T-E-D-A. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
How much, do you have figures as to how many people have downloaded it and are using it? And how does it work for the folks who may not have downloaded or thinking twice? How does Tether work?
Right. So right now, the number of downloads hovers right above 1,500 people. And it's growing steadily every day by about 40 to 50 people, more or less. It could actually, for persons who are interested in following those figures, because let me see what happened over the weekend. But we have it published public on the website. So currently we have 201 locations, businesses on the platform. Right. So some of these businesses have physical locations, some of them do not. But overall, we have 201 businesses on there. And how does it work? I know people have concerns about privacy and so forth. Tether works no differently from the notebook. So your data is not being collected and you're not being tracked and that kind of thing. It's simply a replacement for the notebook. So instead of having to sign your name, and it's public for everybody who passing by to be able to glance at the book and see your name, or using the same pen and the inconvenience there. You download the app, right? You put in your register. So when you click on any of the buttons, like the scan button, any other button that requires your information, you'll be prompted to register. Registration is a one-time thing. So you put in your name, you verify your phone number. You put in your phone number first, we send you a text, and then you put that in there, and then you put in your name and your address. That's it. Now, when you go to the businesses, you take out your phone, you scan their code. I'll show you when I'm doing the demo what it looks like. You would see that code all over the place. You scan their code, and a pop-up comes up, and you just click check-in. If the business collects temperature, you have the option of putting your temperature as well before you click check-in. But it's very simple. It takes you less than 3 seconds to sign in instead of having to write and so forth. Now in the background, what we do, we keep a record of you visiting that place. Only you and the business have access to that information. All right, so you will go back in your app and see all the places you've been. So sometimes, you forget your wallet somewhere, you could always go back and see where you've been. All right, and then the business, in their interface on the app, they could see who came in when, and they could download that and provide it to the health authorities if they're required to. So the idea is very simple. But it's, I think, very convenient. Now, some of the stores that we're working with, some of the businesses, have dedicated lines for people using Tether. So if you want to cut the line and get in quickly, places like Real Value, and a couple other places, I had to keep track of all of them. They actually have a dedicated line for getting access to the dedicated line for Tether users.
All right, let's get into the website now, the demo for our viewers who may still be thinking, I wonder, boy. Let's get into the demonstration and the website.
Sure. All right, so I'll switch to my phone here. Okay. So when you get into Tether, this is what you will see. Right? You see at the top of the page, you will see the latest products. So as I told you, it's a marketplace. Businesses, in addition to putting up their to putting up the QR code and doing the contact tracing, they can now sell products online. So now you're seeing a lot of different paintings, earrings, plants. We have a large variety of different things that the businesses are selling on the platform. All right, we have a feature of the day and some posts. So we built a company. I would say it's connecting the business to the people, right? So when you go into a business, let me go into one of them. I'm already following. You have the option to follow a business, right? Let me show you how that looks like. Right, so you have the option to follow. I'll go in this business here. And you see the option to follow. Now, once you choose to follow, then whenever that business posts content on your homepage, you can see that content. So you see we have a lot of different, you see nice pizza and other food being posted by different businesses. You see the variety of products. Look at these, handmade jewelry and so forth.
Right.
These are all things that are posted by businesses in there. So they really keep you up to date with what they're doing and so forth, and the latest offerings and so forth that they have. Now, when you go to different places, you would also see, remember the QR code, the contact tracing bit? Let me show you how this works. So, let me just show you what you would see. All right, so when you go on to a business, right, you would see a QR code that resembles this, a printout that resembles. So look out for the logo, Tether, and you would have that printout here. So just look out for that sign. That will be up at the door. It'll be up in different places in the businesses, usually at the entrance, right? So when you go into the app, you click on this blue button right here. Remember, you already signed up. You click on this blue button, allow camera, and I could just say scan, right? And immediately you see the business pops up. If you have to put in a temperature, you put that in and you just say check in. And that's it. Straightforward, very simple. So once you checked in, you go about doing your business, you're in there, you go about shopping and whatnot, and at the end, you just say check out here. You could leave a rating, type a review if you want to, and you say check out and review. Boom. And then you checked out. One click, it takes less than a second to check in. I'll just do that again. So you just click on scan, you scan, and you say check in. That is all it takes to check in.
Do you have to check out?
We have an auto checkout function that we're rolling out. It should be in the latest update. If you forget to check out first, for example, it would automatically check you out.
Somebody on the Facebook is inquiring about the use of the app on iPhones. The person says they've not been able to access the app using their iPhone.
Right, so you could go onto the App Store. Now, that was in the initial stages, in the early days when we just launched. We had some challenges with Apple getting it approved and so forth. Because, it's COVID and people, Apple, they're very, if you know Apple, they're very careful about the types of apps they allow on their platform. So they wanted to review. We had to go through a long review process. So it took a little time before it became available on the Apple and the App Store. But I think somewhere around mid-January, early January, it became available on the App Store. So if you go onto the Apple Store now, you look for Tether, T-E-D-A, you should see it popping up.
That's it for the website?
That's it for the demo here. Okay, so let me cut this off.
All right. So what's the next step for Sonova and further developing Tether?
Right. So we recently implemented checkout, right? We're testing it with a few selected businesses. And what that would allow is for you to be able to see a product on the platform and be able to buy it. So you could imagine, people right now are required to go in quarantine and so forth. they can actually start browsing businesses. They could start buying their spices, start buying their handicraft directly from the app without leaving their rooms. So that's one thing that we think is very important, and we've been working very hard to implement checkout. Right now we do pay on delivery, but in the upcoming month or so, we should do some form of acceptance of Visa and MasterCard and other credit card and debit cards. So the idea is for us to continue building out more. Right now, that we recently launched last week, and we always add into the app based on what the feedback we're getting. So now when you post product on Tether, you could share it on your Facebook. So right now people post things on Facebook for sale, but you can't buy it, right? So with the Tether app, you put your products on Tether, you share it on your social network, and now when people see it, they could click on it and be taken back where they could buy it. And that's something that we think is very important as well. So we continue adding these types of things to it. But the idea is for it to be an entire suite for small businesses to be able to go digital. So things like your inventory management and other things we continue adding on there, so you could have more management capabilities on there. We have also started speaking to a couple potential partners in the diaspora about fulfillment. We know a lot of our relatives in the US and Canada, they love to patronize get the local products and so forth. All right, so what we're also looking at is partnering with someone who could do fulfillment in Canada. So you ship products up. So when they see the products, you market your products on your social network, we give you a dedicated space within the app where you have your own store. The idea is for you to be able to take orders from persons or in the diaspora, and instead of the product being shipped from Grenada, it's shipped locally within Canada and the US. So those are some of the things that we're working on, and we're partnering with a couple of persons on. The Chamber is a partner for us, a big partner. We're working with them to get some of the small businesses on board, the Ministry of Trade as well. And also the GTA, they have been very instrumental in guiding us in terms of what we should build and so forth. They would also get. We're also working with them to get a lot of the spice vendors and other vendors on the platform, so they can start putting their offering on online, so that visitors who are coming in probably on quarantine, they could start patronizing their businesses on the platform.
I have 2 WhatsApp questions. Somebody's asking, can you use someone else's phone to check in? And somebody else is asking if you must have data or Wi-Fi to use a scanner.
No, you can't use. You could use someone's phone, but your number has to be verified. So, in other words, one account per phone. All right. So,
because
I would say no.
Let's say Bob uses my phone, it would register as Blossom and not Bob.
Exactly.
All right.
So you want to use your phone. We're working on options for one device being able to support 2 accounts later on down the road. But for now, you need to have one device per account.
And you must have data or Wi-Fi to use the scanner?
No, you don't. So you install the app. You need to do that now while you're home, while you have data, right? And you register while you're home and you have data. And then when you go out, you can scan without data. All right, we collect the information. It's stored on your phone securely. We encrypt the data on your phone, so if someone hack your phone, they can't see where you've been. All right. So we encrypt the data on your phone with or without data, and then whenever you're reconnected, we sync up. All right, similar to how some of these apps work. Many of these apps work.
And another WhatsApper asks, how can my business register, and what is the cost?
All right, so we try to make it where we try to get as much businesses as possible to sign up. So to actually get started, there is no cost for the business, right? So if you want to, do your contact tracing, and that's what all you're interested in, your business may not be the one where you have products and so forth to put online, but you just want to be able to do your contact tracing, you go to the app, you register as you, as an individual first, and then you could add your business or businesses under your account. Right? So you go, so there's on the top, also maybe I should switch back to the app, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. We have about 30 more seconds.
Okay, good. So you click right on the top here, and then you see add business, right? And then you could go ahead and put in your business name, select your industry, and so forth and so forth and so forth. You could, right? So that's for the free account. Now, once you start adding products and so forth onto the platform, the e-commerce side, then there is a $60 per month charge. Is a subscription. So you could put up to 30 products onto the platform at $60 a month. I think that's the best you could ever get in terms of putting your products online.
So it's like paying an advertising cost, kind of.
Yes, so your advertising costs, you advertise in the platform, you could build your following, all that you could do in the free plan. But once you start adding products, you could add 3 free, right, in the free plan. But between 3 and 30, up to 30 products, you need to pay $60 a month. And then we have a bigger plan for $250 monthly, and that gives you the ability to add up to 100 products onto the platform, and with some additional enterprise features that advanced analytics and so forth and so forth. I must say, in the free plan also, when people scan in, you could see the names of the people just like how you would on your notebook, right? But you could also compare this week traffic to last week traffic. You could put some analytics that would help you in forecasting and in planning your business, seeing what days are your peak, what time of the day is your peak time, and so forth and so forth. So some basic business analytics that we give you to help you run your business.
Okay. Well, Mr. Fraser, thank you so much for further explaining about the Tether app. Appreciate it. I am one of your customers, and it's very much handy. It's handy.
Yes, great.
I appreciate
great to have you on. And when you go places and they don't have Tether, recommend to them that they could download Tether for free and add their business and give the customers that convenience. As the customers, you have to ask for it.
I like how you're thinking. I got it. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate the service. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Co-founder and CEO of Sonova Inc. They are the company behind the Tether app that we're using as part of our contact tracing. No coming in contact with pen and notebook that everybody mix up and mingle with. You just need the Tether app. Let's take a very quick break, and when we come back, we're going to join Just School Media for this morning's traffic cam. He's making his way from Springs. This is Good Morning Grenada, Classic GBN Hot 98. We'll be right back.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Every action we take impacts the lives of others around us. The Grenada Community Partnership Initiative, GCPI, has been working with Grenadian organizations to impact communities directly. Giving back to communities we serve is fundamental to the way we do business. And every year, more lives are touched across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. In education, sports, health, infrastructure, social services, and beyond.
Exploring the beaten trails, discovering uncharted terrain, connecting with people and places, giving a renewed appreciation for our flora and fauna. We are out and about, from the crystal white sands of Grandin's Beach to the cascading and majestic tumble of Concord Falls, the meandering of the St. John's River, or our undulating mountain ranges. We are Out and About. Saturdays, live on GBN Television, our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. Out and About, rediscovering the untamed beauty of Spice Country.
The following are a list of food items to have on hand amidst COVID-19. Perishables like vegetables, fruits, provisions, and eggs. You are advised to stock perishable items to last up to 2 weeks. Non-perishable items including dry goods like cereals, flour, cornmeal, oats, rice, pasta, nuts and nut butters like peanut butter, crackers, canned or frozen meats, ready-to-eat canned meats, powdered or canned milk, dried peas and beans.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. We now check in with Just Cool Media for this morning's traffic cam. It's a wet Monday as he makes his way down from Springs. Take it away, Junior.
Offensive in driving. You are a passenger in a vehicle. Always be conscious of what is happening, folks. Don't be distracted as a passenger. Always be conscious of what's happening. If you find the driver is driving too fast, ask him to slow down. That's your right as a passenger. You find the vehicle that you are driving in, you're getting a ride in, traveling too fast, you can ask the driver to slow down. It's in your safety and best interest, folks, to be safe. So we are in Tantine, folks, the Tantine Educational District with AHS, TAMCC and GBSS and JW Fletcher Memorial. So motorists, you have to be on the watch out for pedestrians, students crossing. Try to avoid overtaking on a pedestrian crossing. Yes, folks, so it's all about defensive driving this week. We are driving this week to avoid unnecessary accidents as we head into the city. So I'm urging you motorists, always be on the lookout, especially around the school districts. Be on the lookout for students who may be crossing the road. And the road is wet, folks. And it's a different ball game driving fast when the road is wet and when the road is dry. So folks, we want you to be a defensive driver this week, folks. And also passengers, you're responsible as well. You too as a passenger can avoid accidents. For instance, if you notice that the vehicle you're traveling is driving too fast, you can ask the driver to slow down. So at Just Cool Traffic Cam, folks, this week we say defensive driving week. Drive this week to avoid unnecessary accidents. And today especially, folks, the black carpet is wet, is soaking wet. There's no need to be in a hurry. As we are at the Burns Point roundabout, and we head across the carnage into the city. to see what it is like on this rainy Monday for traffic heading into the city. For now, on the carnage, there is a smooth flow of traffic as we head past the fire station. So although it's wet on the outside, now we are in the traffic, a build-up of traffic just outside the old Cable and Wireless building on the carnage as we head into the city this Monday morning. So folks, this week is defensive driving week, folks. We're driving this week to avoid unnecessary accidents. So always know your vehicle and be in control of your vehicle at all times. Know how fast it can travel and learn the braking distance of your vehicle so you can avoid unnecessary accidents this week. Also, as a passenger, if you find the vehicle that you're driving in is driving too fast, have a conversation with the driver. Get him to slow down. Remember folks, body parts are not easily replaced as vehicle parts. So whether you're a driver or a passenger, you are responsible for your safety and for the safety of those traveling with you. Okay, last night there was a vehicular accident on the Morris Bishop Highway. The circumstances causes the accident, I don't have any information to provide you. But all I'm asking for you this week, folks, is to be a defensive driver. Let each of us be conscious in our mind, purpose in our mind, to drive to avoid unnecessary accidents. So if it means that we have to leave home an hour earlier to avoid rushing because of traffic, we have to do so, because this is in our safety and the safety of other road users. If I'm rushing, I'm endangering myself, also I'm endangering passengers as well as pedestrians as we travel under the Sendall Tunnel into Bruce Street this morning. So for those of you who just joined, we're saying this week for driving is defensive driving week. We're driving, keep it in mind, to avoid unnecessary accidents. We're driving to keep in mind, folks, to avoid unnecessary accidents. As we in front of the Bruce Street Mall, or the Esplanade Plaza, we travel across into Melville Street. Also folks, as a driver, make sure that you are alert at all times. It doesn't hurt as a driver to pack up. I did that many times when driving and working late and driving. Pack up on the side of the road and have a nap, than fighting to reach home before sleep take you. Sleep is like a man. When sleep ready, sleep is like a man. He just grab you and you don't know when the sleep come in a blink. In a split second. You're driving, and then next thing you wake up with an accident. So folks, if you're feeling tired as a driver, it doesn't hurt either to pull over and take a nap or give someone else the wheel to drive, another driver. But if you are alone, folks, and you're feeling tired, instead of rushing home because you're tired, you can park up, pull over, and take a nap. Yes, pull over and rest. I did that many times when driving, when working late in the night. Park up by the side of the road and take a nap. And sometimes we say as drivers, you know, I could make it, man, I could make it. The home is just there. And in a split second, folks, the man they call sleep grab you. And what? In a split second, you wake up in an accident or you wake up on the hospital bed. So folks, this week is defensive driving week. Okay, folks? Wherever you're driving, whichever part of the world you're driving, this week is defensive driving week. Drive to avoid unnecessary accidents. By knowing your vehicle, knowing how fast it can go, and learning the braking distance of your vehicle.
Thank you so much to Just School Media for this morning's traffic cam, taking you from Springs. It is a wet Monday morning. From what I'm seeing from the traffic, there's a little bit of traffic heading into the city along Melville Street. From the video from Just School Media, it is stretching into River Road direction. So if you're coming from Bolio direction, the western side of the island, expect a little bit of traffic heading into the city or city proper, because there's a backing up of traffic. Let's blame the rain for this one as well. We blame the rain for real things today, including the backing up of traffic, which is into River Road as well. Every Monday and Wednesday, 7:45 a.m. is Traffic Cam, collaboration between GBN and Just School Media. We now get ready for this morning's 8 a.m. newscast from the BBC. Remember, coming up at 9 is this morning's Super 50 cricket match between Barbados Pride and Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, carried on Classic 105.5, 105.9. A little note as well for those of you who are getting your vehicles inspected this season or this year. The traffic department has also made inspection site available at the stadium, in addition to Dusty Highway, to ease the congestion at Dusty. That's from today, and it's also the last day for inspection for the first set of vehicles that started in January. So keep that in mind, motorist vehicle owners. Inspection at the stadium and Dusty Highway. Today is the last day for the early set of folks, so get all your troops and get it fast. Let's now join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Have yourselves a safe, productive, blessed day. We're blaming most things on the rain. Bye-bye.